Hi everyone! As you can see here, I show you my DIY watch face with a fairy from Flower Fairies Spring Edition. I used Affinity to make the composition and Facer to make the watch face and sent it to my watch. I love trying out things like this and I always want to know how it works and if I can do it. And I like that you can also use Martha's images for things like this. Anyway, onto the page. Again, I used a sign, but I cut it in half because it was too big for my liking. And I will make a DIY ribbon on it. Because someone asked me to show again how I do it, I start from the beginning and show you how I start in Affinity. Affinity is now my go-to program. After years of using Photoshop, it became too expensive and I cancelled my subscription. And I must say, I like Affinity. It's very similar to Photoshop in a lot of ways, and better yet, it is free. Well, I start with an A4 canvas, choose my font and the size, and type out my word. I always make some test prints to see if the size fits, and if it does, I mirror the words. Before printing again, I tape a plastic sheet over my words. This one is from some clear stamps. You have to play with your settings. Mine are plain paper and normal on my Epson 3750, and the result will also change with the type of font you use. This time the result is lighter than the last time in which I used a different font. And now on to the next step. This is inspired by Nichol Spohr and Martha. I saw Nichol use this technique a lot of times, but just after watching Martha's video it clicked and I thought of using it in this way. This embossing folder is one of the only 7 I own, and as you can see it's very old, just like my Cuttlebug. But it is still working. Recently I thought I had to buy a new machine because it broke down, but I took it apart and fixed it, and now it works like a charm again. This embossing folder is too small and short, so I had to be a little creative with it, but it worked out much better than expected. I'm not a fan of this ink, but I didn't want to contaminate my station. At first I was very pleased with the result, but I had to dry it for a very long time and it has faded a lot. Maybe if I put on a second layer it looked more white, but I only thought of that after finishing the page. A lot of Maremi's quotes were based on the books they were housed in, and I love that the ones from Flower Fairies Spring Edition are of a more general nature, so you can use them for all kinds of pages. Well, I hope that you loved watching me make this and that my explanation of making DIY rub-ons was clear. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!